in a world full of mixed signals, temporary flings, and shallow conversations, finding someone who wants something real can feel rare, almost impossible. So many people are caught up in surface-level attention, charming words, or quick connections that fade as fast as they start. But when a man is genuinely looking for something meaningful, something lasting, something rooted in emotional truth, you'll feel it. Not just in what he says, but in what he does, consistently. Real love isn't loud, it's steady. It's not about being perfect or romantic every second. It's about being honest, present, and intentional. A man who wants something real doesn't just come into your life to play a part. He comes to build something with you. You won't have to chase clarity or guess how he feels, because his actions will speak louder than his words ever could. He won't rely on charm alone to keep you interested. He'll show up when it matters. He'll respect your boundaries, support your growth, and make space for emotional intimacy, not just physical connection. He'll take accountability when he's wrong, and include you in his decisions because he sees you as part of his life, not just a passing chapter in it. He will listen, not to reply quickly, but to understand deeply. These habits may not always look like grand gestures, but they carry something more powerful: consistency, respect, and real effort. When a man wants something serious, he values your presence. He pays attention to the little things. He doesn't treat love like a game, he treats it like a commitment. And through those quiet, everyday actions, you begin to feel something rare: emotional safety. This isn't about creating false hope or romanticizing every small gesture. It's about helping you recognize the difference between someone who's emotionally invested and someone who's just passing time. These 15 habits don't scream love. They reveal it gently through trust, reliability, and emotional presence. So if you've ever found yourself wondering whether he's really into you, whether his intentions are genuine, or whether you're building something solid or something temporary, this list is for you. These aren't just signs to admire, they're standards to protect your heart. Because when a man wants something real, his love won't leave you questioning. It will leave you calm, clear, and deeply seen. Let's dive into the 15 habits that reveal when a man's feelings are rooted in something honest, intentional, and real. 1. He communicates consistently without disappearing. When a man truly wants something real, one of the first habits you'll notice is his consistent communication. He doesn't disappear for days or leave you wondering where you stand. Instead, he shows up regularly through messages, calls, or simply checking in to let you know he's there. This kind of consistency creates emotional safety. You're not left overthinking, second-guessing, or trying to decode mixed signals. He makes his presence known in a steady, respectful way, not just when it's convenient for him. His communication isn't about overwhelming you with constant texts or love-bombing you out of nowhere. It's steady, calm, and intentional. He values connection, so he nurtures it with genuine effort. He wants to be a part of your life and allows you into his, not as a distraction, but as someone important. He doesn't vanish during conflict or silence himself when things get hard. Instead, he faces discomfort with maturity, knowing that communication is the foundation of anything meaningful. You don't have to chase him or constantly remind him of your worth because his actions reflect how much he values you. He wants to understand how you're doing, what's on your mind, and how your day went, not because he's trying to impress you, but because he genuinely cares. This kind of presence is rare, especially in a world full of temporary attention. When a man is consistent in how he communicates with you, it's his way of showing emotional responsibility. Real connection doesn't leave you confused, it leaves you calm. And when someone shows up over and over again, without games, without gaps, and without excuses, it's because what he wants with you is real, grounded, and worth showing up for every single day. 2. He makes time for you, even on busy days. When a man genuinely wants something real, he doesn't let his schedule become an excuse to neglect the connection he's building with you. Even on the busiest days, he finds a way to make time, because you matter. It might not always be long conversations or extended meetups, but it's the effort that counts. A quick check-in, a thoughtful message, or even a moment just to say, "I'm thinking of you," becomes his way of showing you that you're a priority, not just an option. Life gets hectic for everyone, and he knows that. But when feelings are real, he chooses to carve out space for you no matter what's on his plate. He doesn't expect you to understand his silence without explanation. Instead, he takes responsibility for staying connected. You never feel like you're chasing him for attention, because he doesn't disappear into busyness. He remains present, even in small ways. His effort isn't forced or performative. It comes from a sincere desire to keep the bond alive. He doesn't want you to question your place in his life, and he understands that consistency builds trust. The way he values his time reflects how much he values you. Even in pressure-filled moments, he chooses to make you feel seen, remembered, and appreciated. It's not about grand gestures. It's about reliability. It's about showing up, even in moments when it would be easier not to. When a man makes time for you despite the demands of his day, it's because his feelings are rooted in something real. And when someone includes you in their busy world, it's a sign they want you in every version of their life, now and in the future. 3. He listens to understand, not just to reply. When a man truly wants something real, the way he listens to you changes. He's not just hearing your words so he can respond. He's genuinely listening to understand you. His focus is on what you're saying, how you're feeling, and what lies beneath your words. He pays attention to your tone, your expressions, and the things you say between the lines. This kind of listening creates a deep emotional connection because it shows he values more than just conversation. He values your truth. He doesn't interrupt or rush to give advice unless you ask for it. Instead, he gives you space to express yourself fully. You feel heard, not just acknowledged. He's present in the moment, not distracted, not checking his phone, not waiting for his turn to talk. His goal isn't to win an argument or impress you with a clever response. His goal is to make you feel understood, supported, and safe sharing your thoughts. This kind of listening reflects emotional maturity. It means he's not caught up in himself. He's making room for your world too. He wants to understand your point of view, even when he disagrees. He listens to learn more about you, not to prove a point or defend his ego. That kind of presence builds trust, because you know that what you say matters to him. When someone listens to understand, it's a quiet act of love. It's an invitation to be your full self without fear of being dismissed or misunderstood. And when a man shows that kind of presence consistently, it's a strong sign that his interest in you isn't surface level. It's real, rooted, and deeply respectful. 4. He introduces you to his close friends and family. When a man genuinely wants something real, he doesn't keep you hidden or separate from the rest of his life. One of the clearest signs of serious intent is when he introduces you to the people closest to him, his friends, his family, the ones who truly know him. This isn't something he does casually. It means he's proud to have you by his side, and he's beginning to picture you as part of his world, not just someone passing through. Bringing you into his inner circle is a vulnerable step. It shows he respects you enough to let others see how much you mean to him. It also means he's not just thinking about the present. He's starting to imagine a future where you're a natural part of his life. His friends may tease, his family may observe, but through it all, he chooses to include you. That choice says more than words ever could. This gesture isn't just about formality. It's about emotional connection. He wants the people who matter to him to know the person who matters to him. He isn't afraid to blend those parts of his life together because he's not holding back. There's no double life, no hidden story, just openness, sincerity, and the desire to grow closer. When a man introduces you to the people who shaped him, it's because you're starting to shape his life too. And that kind of inclusion isn't just kind, it's meaningful. It means you're not just someone he enjoys spending time with. You're someone he sees lasting value in, someone worth sharing with the people who know his heart best. 5. He's honest about his intentions and future goals. When a man wants something real, he doesn't play guessing games with your emotions. He's honest about what he wants and where he's headed. You won't be left in confusion, wondering if he's serious or just passing time. He makes his intentions clear, not with vague promises, but with direct, respectful conversations. He doesn't avoid the hard topics like commitment, future plans, or emotional expectations. Instead, he invites those conversations because he knows real connection requires clarity. He's not afraid to talk about what he's building in his life, his dreams, his career path, his long-term vision, and how you might fit into that picture. His openness isn't just about impressing you, it's about transparency. He knows that for something meaningful to grow, both people need to be aligned. So he shares where he stands, what he values, and what he's looking for, not just in love, but in life. Even if he's still figuring things out, he'll tell you that honestly. He won't pretend to have all the answers, but he'll be sincere about what he's ready for and what he hopes to build. That kind of honesty isn't always easy, but it's necessary. It shows maturity, emotional responsibility, and most importantly, respect for your time and heart. A man who wants something real doesn't leave you in the dark. He's clear, grounded, and intentional in his words. His honesty builds trust because you know where you stand with him. And when someone speaks with that kind of truth and purpose, it's a powerful sign that he's not just here for now, he's here for something real. 6. He respects your boundaries without pushing. When a man truly wants something real, he understands that respect is the foundation of any meaningful connection, and that means honoring your boundaries no matter what they are. He doesn't test your limits to see how far he can go, and he doesn't guilt you into changing your mind. Instead, he listens carefully when you express what makes you feel safe, comfortable, or protected, and he honors that without hesitation. He's not looking for shortcuts to closeness. He knows that real connection grows when both people feel emotionally safe. So he gives you space when you need it and checks in with you rather than assuming. He doesn't rush your process or try to control how quickly the relationship moves. He understands that trust and intimacy take time, and he's willing to wait because he's invested in who you are, not just what he can get from you. There's no manipulation, no subtle pressure, no "if you really liked me" games. Instead, he offers patience, understanding, and calm. He never makes you feel bad for setting a boundary. On the contrary, he appreciates your self-respect because he sees it as strength, not resistance. That kind of emotional maturity is rare, and it's a strong indicator of someone who isn't in it for ego or convenience, but for something honest and lasting. When someone truly respects your boundaries without pushing, it shows he's not just chasing a connection, he's protecting it. And that quiet kind of respect speaks louder than any romantic words. It tells you that your comfort, dignity, and autonomy are safe with him. And that's exactly the kind of space where real love can grow. 7. He remembers the little things that matter to you. When a man is genuinely serious about building something real with you, he doesn't just focus on the big moments. He pays close attention to the small details too. He remembers the little things that most people overlook. Your favorite drink, a story you told once in passing, the song that lifts your mood, or the way you like your day to start. These details might seem minor, but to him, they matter because you matter. This kind of attentiveness isn't forced. It comes naturally when someone is emotionally invested. He listens with care, not just for conversation, but for connection. He stores those pieces of information not because he's trying to impress you, but because your words stay with him. They leave an imprint. Remembering the little things is his quiet way of showing that he's tuned in, not just to what you say, but to who you are beneath the surface. He might bring something up days or weeks later that you barely even remember mentioning. That moment of surprise, when you realize he was actually paying attention, speaks volumes. It tells you that he's present, emotionally engaged, and that your thoughts don't just pass through him, they stay with him. When someone remembers the little things, it's never really about the objects or facts themselves. It's about care. It's about making you feel seen, valued, and significant. And when a man makes the effort to hold on to those small things, it means he's holding space for you in his life in a way that's sincere, personal, and real. 8. He includes you in his decision-making. When a man genuinely wants something real, he doesn't move through life as if he's alone. He begins to think in terms of we instead of just me. Including you in his decision-making is one of the clearest signs that he respects you, values your opinion, and sees you as a meaningful part of his life. Whether the decision is big or small, your voice matters to him. He asks what you think, considers how choices will affect both of you, and takes your perspective seriously. This inclusion isn't about needing permission, it's about emotional partnership. It shows that he's beginning to see the relationship as a shared journey where both people contribute to the direction it takes. You're not just someone he talks to after decisions are made, you're someone he talks to before he makes them. That level of respect and trust reflects a desire for long-term stability, not just temporary connection. Even in decisions that seem personal, like career moves, travel plans, or financial choices, he lets you in because he knows your presence is not separate from his future. He isn't afraid of your influence. He welcomes it. He values the way you think, and he wants to align with you, not just around you. Including you in decisions is about more than logistics. It's about emotional security. It tells you that he's not just planning a life for himself, but imagining a life with you in it. And when a man invites you into his choices, it's because he's already chosen you in his heart. 9. He apologizes sincerely when he's wrong. When a man truly wants something real, his pride takes a back seat to the health of the relationship. He doesn't avoid accountability or try to twist the truth to protect his ego. Instead, when he's wrong, he owns it, fully and sincerely. His apology isn't vague, passive, or filled with excuses. It's honest, direct, and rooted in a desire to repair trust, not just end an argument. He understands that real connection requires vulnerability, and saying "I'm sorry" is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of emotional strength. He doesn't wait for you to beg for an apology or pretend nothing happened. He reflects on his actions, acknowledges how they affected you, and expresses genuine remorse. He doesn't just apologize with words. His actions afterwards show that he means it. More importantly, he learns from his mistakes. He doesn't repeat the same hurtful behavior or use apologies as a way to reset the situation without change. When he says sorry, it's paired with growth. He respects your feelings enough to take responsibility and work on being better. Not because he fears losing you, but because he values what you share. This kind of humility and emotional awareness is rare. It shows he's not trying to win in the relationship. He's trying to build it. And when a man is willing to apologize sincerely, without defensiveness or delay, it's one of the clearest signs that he's not just invested in being right. He's invested in being real. 10. He supports your growth, not just your comfort. When a man truly wants something real, his love doesn't just show up in the easy moments. It shows up in how he supports your growth, even when it challenges both of you. He doesn't just want you to stay the same for his convenience or comfort. Instead, he encourages you to evolve, to chase your goals, and to step into the most powerful version of yourself, even if it means he has to adjust or grow alongside you. He celebrates your ambition rather than feeling threatened by it. He listens when you talk about your dreams, takes them seriously, and reminds you of your potential when you doubt yourself. He wants to see you win, not just in your relationship with him, but in your relationship with yourself. Real love isn't about keeping you small so you're easier to hold on to. It's about giving you space to expand and become more of who you truly are. He challenges you gently when you're limiting yourself. He gives honest feedback, not to control, but to uplift. He holds you accountable in ways that are kind and thoughtful. And when you succeed, he doesn't compete. He claps the loudest. That kind of support comes from a place of deep respect and emotional investment. It shows he's not just here for what's convenient. He's here for what's real. Comfort is nice, but growth is necessary. And when a man encourages your growth, even when it stretches him or shifts the dynamic, it means his love is rooted in something mature, generous, and true. Because someone who wants something real doesn't just love who you are, they love who you're becoming. 11. He talks about the future with you in it. When a man genuinely wants something real, he doesn't speak about the future in vague, distant terms. He speaks about it with you in it. His vision of what's ahead begins to naturally include your presence, your role, and your importance. Whether it's small plans like an upcoming trip, or big dreams like where to live, or what kind of life he wants to build, he uses words like we and us without hesitation. This isn't about fantasy or false promises. It's about emotional clarity. He talks about things that haven't happened yet because he sees you as someone who might be there when they do. He doesn't shy away from conversations about stability, commitment, or next steps. Even if he doesn't have all the answers, he's willing to explore those ideas with you by his side. The way he includes you isn't forced or rehearsed. It feels natural. He might ask what you think about future plans or how your goals align with his. He values your presence not just in his today, but in his tomorrow. This shows that his feelings are not temporary. They are rooted in long-term intention. When a man begins to include you in his future, it's one of the strongest signs that his heart is aligned with something deeper. He's not here just for the moment. He's thinking ahead with you in mind. And when someone sees you in the life they're building, it means they're already choosing to build that life with you. 12. He shows up when it counts, not just when it's convenient. When a man truly wants something real, he doesn't just show up when it's easy, fun, or convenient. He shows up when it really counts. He's there when you're stressed, overwhelmed, hurting, or uncertain. He steps forward in the moments when others might step back. His presence isn't just reserved for the good times. It's steady through the hard ones too. You don't have to wonder if he'll disappear when things get messy or when you're not at your best. He's the kind of person who checks in during tough days, stands by you when you need support, and offers help without being asked. When challenges come up, whether they're yours or his, he faces them with you rather than alone. He makes time and effort not just when it suits his schedule, but when you need someone the most. This kind of consistency reveals character. It shows that he sees the relationship as something worth protecting, even when it requires patience, effort, or emotional energy. He understands that love isn't just about romance, it's about reliability. He doesn't vanish when you're vulnerable or when things don't go as planned. He chooses to stay, to show up, and to be present. Real love isn't proven in perfect conditions. It's proven in the pressure, in the mess, in the storms. And when a man consistently shows up when it counts, he's not just telling you you matter. He's showing it with action. That kind of loyalty isn't temporary. It's rooted in something honest, committed, and real. 13. He celebrates your wins like they're his own. When a man truly wants something real, your success feels like his success. He doesn't get jealous, competitive, or distant when you shine. Instead, he celebrates you wholeheartedly. Whether it's a big achievement or a small personal victory, he reacts with genuine pride and excitement because he knows how hard you've worked and how much it means to you. Your happiness becomes part of his happiness, and he takes joy in watching you grow. He doesn't make your moment about himself or try to downplay what you've accomplished. He claps the loudest, lifts you up, and reminds you of how capable you are. His support is not performative. It comes from a place of deep admiration and love. He wants to see you rise, and he stands beside you while you do. There's no ego involved, only encouragement and pride. This kind of reaction shows emotional maturity. It tells you he's not just attracted to you, he's invested in you. He's not intimidated by your strength, he's inspired by it. He wants to be someone who cheers you on, not someone who competes with you. And in doing so, he creates a safe space where both of you can grow without fear, without judgment, and without limitation. When a man truly celebrates your wins like they're his own, it means he's emotionally connected to your journey. He sees your growth as part of something you're building together. And that kind of shared joy isn't just beautiful. It's a sign that what he feels for you is deep, selfless, and real. 14. He builds emotional intimacy, not just physical. When a man truly wants something real, he doesn't focus only on physical connection. He prioritizes emotional intimacy just as much, if not more. He wants to know your mind, your heart, your fears, and your dreams. He's curious about who you are beneath the surface, and he takes the time to create a space where you feel safe being vulnerable. His goal isn't just closeness, it's understanding. He asks questions that go deeper than surface-level conversation. He listens with care, holds space for your emotions, and doesn't shy away when the topic turns serious or sensitive. He makes you feel seen and accepted in your raw, unfiltered moments. Emotional intimacy to him is not a bonus, it's essential. He knows that real connection is built through trust, honesty, and emotional presence. He shares his own feelings too. He doesn't hide behind silence or pretend to be emotionally distant. Instead, he opens up in his own time, showing you parts of himself that aren't always easy to express. That mutual openness strengthens the bond between you, creating a relationship rooted in truth, not just attraction. When physical intimacy is backed by deep emotional connection, it feels safer, more meaningful, and more lasting. A man who values that balance shows he's not looking for temporary comfort. He's looking for lasting connection. He's not just reaching for your body. He's reaching for your soul. And when a man builds emotional intimacy with intention, it's one of the clearest signs his heart is in this for something real. 15. He chooses consistency over charm. Every single time. When a man truly wants something real, he doesn't rely on charm, smooth words, or temporary sparks to keep your attention. Instead, he shows up with consistency through actions, presence, and reliability. He knows that charm can impress you for a moment, but consistency builds trust over time. He's not trying to sweep you off your feet with grand gestures, only to disappear later. He's proving day by day that he's dependable, steady, and serious about you. He does what he says he will do. He shows up when he says he will. He doesn't make promises just to sound good. He makes commitments he intends to keep. There's no guessing game, no emotional roller coaster, no confusion. With him, you feel stable, valued, and safe. That doesn't mean every moment is perfect, but it means you can count on him, even when things aren't easy. Consistency isn't always exciting or flashy, but it's powerful. It builds emotional security. It tells you he's not here to perform, he's here to be present. He doesn't need to constantly impress you because his real strength lies in how he follows through. He doesn't just show up when things are fun or convenient. He's there through ordinary days, difficult conversations, and real-life ups and downs. Choosing consistency over charm means choosing something grounded over something temporary. And when a man leads with that kind of quiet strength, it speaks volumes. He's not chasing attention, he's offering commitment, and that's what makes it real.